anniversary edition. So, practicing professional designers from Bethesda is absolutely stunning by modern. Let's start with things as a hobby. Let's get into it. The Dead Man's Dress. In saying what I just said, kind of awkward that I have to put Dead Man's Dress at the bottom of this list. This anniversary edition of this, just like real life, it comes down to three: location, location, and location. On its own, the Dead Man's Dread is spacious and unique, and he doesn't want to call the ocean at home. The problem is...
What's my graphic situation for this year?
The Dead Man's Dread is permanently stuck inside a dank cave, which leaves the place looking run down, abandoned, and kind of hard to see with the lack of lighting. Even worse is the fact that you'll have to go through 3 whole loading screens just to get to the damn place. And if now I was playing Starfield, it would have been much higher on the list if the ship could have been moved to sea. Maybe it would give us the ability to move the ship to various amber spots around Skyrim. But, as it stands, the Dead Man's Dread feels more like a place to squat than a place to call home. The Gallows Hall. If you thought Dead Man's Dread felt unhomely, wait till you see it Gallows Hall. The only thing Gallows Hall has going for it is bone force. This one-of-a-kind forge can be used to process bone meal and soul gems to make permanent skeletal followers, which is an admittedly awesome addition for anyone wanting to dabble in necromancy. But beyond that, we'd look for a player home with greener and less creepy pastures. Severin Manor. It's honestly a shame that Severin Manor has to go so low on this list. It's the only player home that feels different architecturally from the Nordic and Imperial structures we see so often. It's also sprawling, with a forge, an incredible weapon rack room, plenty of storage space, and a master bedroom fit for a Dunmer king. But despite all these pros, Severin Manor just doesn't cut the other player homes. Despite its unapologetically Dunmer aesthetic, Severin Manor still looks bland by Solstein standards. The lack of windows, range of colours, and low ceilings will make it seem as if you're living in a cave. Even worse is how non-functional it is at being a player home. Spouses and children can't live there, and it's on another damn island, making it the most out-of-the-way home on this list. Overall, Severin Manor may be a nice place to get away from all the chaos during the Dragonborn questline, but beyond that, it serves almost no purpose that other homes can't do better. Hindsight. Might just be the buggiest building I've ever called home. Not sure if this is a common issue or if my save file was cursed by Daedra, but Honeyside is riddled with bugs that cause all the clutter to be violently flung about. Its mannequins also creepily move from place to place, and my items just go missing. Fun. But even despite that, Honeyside would still be one of the worst homes on this list. Although it's cool that you enter the home directly from Skyrim rather than Riften, Honeyside doesn't have much else going for it. It's probably the worst designed home on this list, with the awkwardly placed rooms and crafting tables, giving off the impression that the house is having an identity crisis. It doesn't know if it wants to have a cozy cottage aesthetic, or something more unpronounceable words. Case in point, we have the Chantons, a player home that takes place entirely within a dwarven dungeon. Like many other Anniversary Edition homes, unlocking this place is not so much a matter of playing with your wallet, but by risking your life and going through a somewhat underwhelming quest. Upon first arrival, the Chantons is in complete ruin, but with some elbow grease and the help of a friendly dwarven sphere, you can slowly rebuild the place back to its former glory. The Chantons had a lot of potential, but for everything it does well, it does another thing poorly. The house is huge, the largest in the entire game, but that's often a curse rather than a blessing. You get ready to walk across the length of a small town just to reach a crafting station. It might have a lot of cool features, like a bathhouse and a throne room, but it's also dark, like really, really dark, often to the point where you forget that you're in a player home, not some secret dungeon. And let me tell you, there's nothing sadder than sitting on the throne of this place and staring at the dark, empty hallway in front of you. Overall, turning a dungeon-like setting into a player home is a good idea in theory, but in practice, the results are pretty underwhelming. Breeze Home. Breeze Home is objectively the worst house in the game. It's small, cramped, and has...
Your name is Savior Collins. When did you last see Calbra after lunch?
I walked the further into a room when he turned in at 22:04. Little in the way of luxuries and amenities. That being said, it's also one of the most iconic interiors in the entire game. Find this rundown glorified shed for the first time within monumental feat on our original playthroughs. It almost felt like being a real homeowner, minus the constant maintenance, having to comply with HOA, being mortgaged to your eyeballs. But a rose-tinted view isn't the only thing Freestone has going for it. Despite its shortcomings, the house is still situated in a central location, both in the world map and the city it resides in. It's very affordable, and there's a modest atmosphere that most of the other homes in the game miss. So it might not hold a candle to other homes on this list, but at least it's not a damn derelict ship in a cave. The Shadowfoot Sanctum. Shadowfoot Sanctum is an amazing player home. That's not because of its large size and easy accessibility, but the exact opposite. It's a cramped and hidden home that is never intended to be a main player house, but rather a secret bunker to keep all your prized and dangerous possessions. Despite being built underneath the city north of Bravil, Shadowfoot Sanctum is one of the coziest places in the game. This is in no small part thanks to how hidden this place is. To get there, you'll either have to make your way through several doors across the railway, or access the place via the secret underwater entrance. So, not glazing over this place too much. Why is it so low on the list? Well, its pros are also its cons. While it being a super secret thief bunker is also from a roleplay perspective, functionally, the place isn't the greatest. It has a laughably tiny amount of storage space. The lack of any natural light sucks for anyone claustrophobic. Now, don't get me started on all the loading screens you have to go through just to get here. It's a shame too, because I would have enjoyed having a private abode that it weren't so damn tedious. Thankfully, our partners at NordVPN makes staying private in real life much easier. The last thing we want is some foul spy looking into what animation mod we've been browsing. But by going to nordvpn.com/falldamage, and you'll be a few clicks away from making sure that nobody, not even NordVPN, can track your online activities was free. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Malware, phishing, and fake shopping detection come standard with this service. To top it all off, NordVPN continually monitor the dark web to see if your information has been leaked on the nefarious side of the internet. With such a robust feature list, NordVPN acts as a protective layer from your internet activity. Even the most skilled thieves in Tamriel were free from the stores of trying to break through something with such a strong set of security measures. Getting the service through nordvpn.com/falldamage will help every support the channel. It will also give you a bonus of 4 months on top of the 2-year plan, just further adding to the value. The best thing about this is it's all risk-free. If, for whatever reason, you're not satisfied with the service,
Something that station. Good.
So, what are you waiting for? Go to nordvpn.com/falldamage today, and make sure you're in control of your data and you can give it to. Now, back to the video. Browsefire Manor. Browsefire Manor has the potential to easily clear this list top 3. It looks gorgeous from the inside and out. It's wonderfully designed with luxurious-looking architecture and furniture, and it even has a down balcony. It's my favourite place to keep a family and scatter the shelves with valuable gemstones. However, that's about the extent of this manor's pros. The main issue with Browsefire Manor is that it insists on being the most inconvenient house in the game. Not only is it a damn hike to get to, but when you arrive there, you can't even have the amenities you'd expect. There's hardly anywhere to store your weapons and armor, no cooking pods, very few crafting stations, and don't get me started on the guest room. I've slept in prison cells that are more accommodating than this. All these may come off as minor issues to some, but when you're paying upwards of 36,000 gold for a damn house, you'd expect it to at least be more functional than the Breeze home, but it can't even do that. The disappointment is extremely spacious. All room types can be unlocked at once, and having a full-size kitchen is just awesome. That being said, the Kirin always felt a little too big for its own good. The spaciousness is nice, but it also makes most of the ground floor look empty and unfinished. It also doesn't help that it used to be the home of a serial killer. It makes the whole place a constant aura of unease. No matter how many candy keys have been using, Bethesda tries to throw at the place. Overall, it's a nice house, but I can see why it's on people's list. But for me, Karen is far from perfect. Lindrell Hall. Lindrell Hall has one of the best interiors matched with absolutely worst exterior in the vanilla game. As soon as you buy this place and go to your new home, you'll ask yourself, is this it? And you see that the entrance is nothing more than a door carved into a cave. This may fit the architecture of the dweller, who had a habit of hiding their grand constructions behind or underneath unassuming landscapes. But this looks a little too unassuming. Making it just a big metal door carved into the mountain, and don't even get me started on the lack of windows. The Village is one of the most spectacular regions in Skyrim. The architect behind this place didn't even bother to place a single view out into the Rocky Mountains. Thankfully, the home's interior largely makes up for its shortcomings. Also, the only objective that can be used to describe Lindrell Hall's interior design. A sense of grandeur, unlike that of any other vanilla house, is felt when walking through the halls of Lindrell Hall. With its stone and metal architecture, it may not be the best home in Skyrim, but it's certainly up there. I'd go so far as to say it's underrated. Firewatch. Firewatch is essentially a better Shadowfoot Sanctum. It's easier to access, has a more convenient design, and best of all, it's absolutely free and easy to obtain. Getting the place is simply a matter of defeating Cowardice and shooting magic at a seal. After that, Firewatch is yours. This home feels like the Archmage's quarters on steroids. Not only does this tower have plenty of storage space and a beautiful look and feel, it also has many features that are unique to this home. These include the portal to another room, fertile soil to plant ingredients, and it even comes equipped with a staff enchanter, so you no longer need to go halfway to Morrowind and plant a mushroom, just crafting station. And at this point, Firewatch is an essential player home for the early game. And the only reason it's not higher on this list is because it kind of makes it a point to be utilitarian, rather than allowing for any role playing to take place. While the bottom levels technically have room for your spouse and children, can't imagine it feels like great living in a glorified vault. The home is also not too far from Frostfall Lighthouse, which kind of sullies the romantic fantasy of living in a tower in the middle of the tundra. Nevertheless, there's no reason not to get this house.
The fourth tip of Big Deal event is on. And right now, get a big deal when you use the escape action for just $99 a week. However, you try escape deliveries. But this deal, it's only here for a short time. In today's episode of Hacks, the Jackson migration contest head up, not something to discuss. The hacks can make your migration project well and you end up with a bunch of those. Sure, subscribe and tap in for the description.
Blakesley Manor. And now, we move on to the Halfwire homes. These are basically like regular homes, except naturally virtually not a single way. Minus the tedium of actually building them. The worst of these homes is surprisingly a banner. Don't get me wrong, it's easily the most beautiful of the Halfwire home plots, with its lush forest and occasional lake view. Just ignore the necromancer's shrine off in the distance. But besides its beauty, Blakesley Manor doesn't have much else going for it. It's not in the most convenient of locations. Actually, it looks good to have a mansion in the middle of the forest. I can only imagine the flies and mosquitoes during the summer. Worst of all, the apiary this place comes with is completely useless. Just get a greenhouse ring and use that to harvest more honey, along with a plethora of other ingredients. So, while Blakesley Manor is a fantastic house on the interior and beautiful on its exterior, it leaves little to be desired in the utility department. Winstead Manor. Moving on to the complete opposite direction, both literally and figuratively, we have Winstead Manor. Easily the ugliest home plot, Winstead Manor is built on a dank and sad marshland that's also situated in one of the more hostile areas of the game, leaving a lot to be desired yet cozy living department. Thankfully, the home mostly makes up for this with its fish hatchery, extremely useful deposit that makes collecting fish-related ingredients for alchemy a breeze. But beyond that, Winstead Manor could only ever be the perfect home for those doing an equal playthrough. With some mountain sites, like you and me, steer far and clear of this location. Heliarkin Hall. Heliarkin Hall may have the same interior as other homes, but it tops this list because its exterior is at least a good middle ground of form and function. The plot lets you build a grain mill, which is either the best or worst addition to a home plot, depending on how much you like baking. But even beyond that, Heliarkin Hall is at a central point of the map and close to a road, making it actually logical to build it there from a long-term perspective. Overall, Heliarkin Hall might not have the actually or much more views, but it makes sense. And the carpet-outed for immersion Skyrim fans are, what could you want? Pendraheim. Pendraheim is one of the largest homes in the game. It's even more impressive given that it's mostly a one room. This warrior's home is located in the Reach, with just an impressive array of weapon racks, crafting tables, and display areas. What's more interesting is the basement level, which is a glorified trophy room that has specific display spots for all the unique weapons in the game, along with displays for the Dragon Priest masks and bugs in a jar that since come standard with the Anniversary Edition homes. The entire place is very impressive, and kind of puts your basket to shame with its grandeur. However, Pendraheim isn't perfect, even for a warrior. There's nowhere to farm, many of the weapon racks are shrouded in darkness, and it's pretty out of the way, making it a chore not worth the effort for those playing the game in survival mode. That being said, Pendraheim is still one of the biggest and most impressive homes in the game, and the fact that you can have it all in exchange for sacrifice makes it more interesting than most others on this list. Instead of running into this place on the travel, or simply buying it from a steward, Bloodshore Manor is acquired via a letter from the previous owner, inviting you to a dinner party and your soon-to-be home. While the host is too dead to make it themselves, they did invite all of their friends, who in some way wronged the previous owner in their previous life. Should you survive the ambush of gargoyles and eliminate the surviving partygoers, Bloodshore Manor will be yours. We've seen a lot of homes call themselves manors in the past, but Bloodshore is the only one that's deserving of that title. It's easily the most unique home on this list, with its unapologetically gothic theme that looks like something straight out of steam graph. The home is littered with printed carpets, curtains, and tapestries that should make anyone who isn't a vampire feel worries for their jugulars. But all this architecture also spent a function. The home contains all the crafting stations you'll ever need, a trophy room fit for vampire lores, and even a complete children's room for the young bloods. What makes Bloodshore Manor so high up on this list is the fact that it feels like a proper castle-style home. All areas are separated by rooms and joined by a main hallway, which might be a first for Skyrim homes. Combine this with an amazing introduction to an outstanding unique architecture, and you have the quintessential player home for the near two worlds. Tundra Homestead. If Bloodshore Manor is the quintessential player home for evil characters, then Tundra Homestead is the best home for the rest of us. Just at 107,500 gold, and this countryside homestead is only slightly more expensive than a fully furnished Greek's home. But that extra 1,000 gold or so goes a long way. The homestead has virtually every crafting section in the game, including a bakery, a beehive, and even a garden to grow vegetables of your choosing. Inside, the home looks and feels like the Greek's altar for your brother. The custom furniture is tastefully placed to give everything a slight aura of luxury without ruining the cozy homestead vibe. And despite its great size, the house doesn't skip on utility. The homestead comes complete with a children's bedroom, an entire trophy room, and you'll notice the store of Dragon Priest masks and bugs in jars. It also helps that it's located almost dead center on the map, and near a stable, making it perfectly viable as a main house in survival mode. So, as far as high-quality homes go, Tundra Homestead is about as good as it gets. Your typical start section. I know what you're asking. If the Tundra Homestead is the perfect player home, then what could possibly top it? The answer to that would be the Golden Hills Plantation. This once abandoned home looks identical to the village traders that have been copy pasted across the map. It has no unique style or accent, just the colour scheme and Delvin Starfield's main quest line. So why the hell does it top the list? The answer is simple. Gold. Lots and lots of gold. Unlike other homes whose unique features are mostly cosmetic, Golden Hills Plantation, lives up to its name, allows you to plant and grow and sell particularly crops of your choosing. This might sound like a minor addition, but plant the right crop and you can earn thousands of gold per day from farming weeds and mushrooms alone. However, if you take the path of the alchemist and plant ingredients for expensive potions, you could see yourself making upwards of 1,000 gold each day. The house itself is nothing special. Utilitarian is the best word I can use to describe it, but given that no matter your architectural preference, whether or not you're playing survival modes, or whoever you're trying to roleplay as, anyone with played Golden Gun is extremely useful. And for that reason alone, Golden Gun's prime section tops this list.
Don't strive to fall damage to this finger.
Looking for a slider way up, thread a sliver palm up. And only one face tool. With a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular monk is 10. Not smarter with a sliver palm. This is the second year system. Good evening, my fellow Americans. All the voices have been AI generated and are strictly done. Sit there and get Vegas shit out and no one cares. Short and sweet like this. And these are all AI voices that are strictly for entertainment purposes. If you think I'm playing a video game to push personal views of my own, then I really need to reevaluate my life. The viewer discretion is advised. Thank you for watching. Balance is done. You know, if you even think about cheating this game, no, none of that money bullshit again. Or any bullshit anytime. I didn't even do anything.
I went back and saw the footage, Joe. You turned on mulligan in the settings.
Oh, now you speak up.
Huh? What are you talking about?
When I asked you last week if you noticed Joe's first swing didn't count, you know, like, oh, I didn't see it. I'm just going off the scoreboard. My name is Ben and I'm a whiny baby. That does sound like a little bit. Shut your ass up, Joe. Cheating piece of shit. All right, now who showed up and that's something to learn from? Learn from what?
Hey, do you guys think maybe I could play this game?
Hold on, let me ask you this. Hey guys, should Ben get to play this game? Oh, she said, I'm sorry, Ben.
No, we aren't even live. How could you have possibly asked them and expect a response?
You know who is live, though? Who? Your mom. God damn. Said Joe up for a spike and fucking nailed Ben right in the face. Ben, you good? I'm not bad.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you don't know how to full custom characters.
Well, can I just use gorgeous?
But,
Or even edit one of the four to look like me when it's my turn?
yeah, guys. Let's all miss up Barry's hard work in making these uncanny characters just to accommodate Ben. Sounds like a lot of headaches just for one person. Besides, you did such a great job. All I did it last week. Actually, Ben did the same. And edit Donald's character. No, I'm good. You did a great job at making Ben. Got a cheers of course. Hey, Ben. Yes, no. Would it be possible for me to pick the course for today? Absolutely not. No, I don't see why not. Mary?
Oh, would you quit bitching about everything?
Yeah, Ben, quit bitching.
He was talking to you, Donald.
Oh, cool. This one has Philadelphia in the background. That's New York.
Back in your little idiot. Listen to things like this. Different city. George, that's Manhattan in the background.
How big is Manhattan here in New Jersey? Come on, Ben, use your brain. Because it's across the fucking Hudson River.
Yes, thank you, Donald.
Oh, is this one I guess or what? I don't care. Going with homes, 184. That way we got a farm 4, 5, 1, 3. Right, back in. Let's go.
This course looks pretty nice, actually. Too bad I can't.
Welcome to Liberty, Bell. See, this is Philadelphia. You all need to educate yourself. So that's the step.
Barry's first drive of the game ran him on the...
Nope, none of that. I'd rather listen to you fun.
Why the hell is that? By far, we have today.
I agree 100%, George. The ATM crazy.
I actually like him a lot for baseball.
Yeah, we'll get bad taste in everything, Ben, especially politics.
Joe, my political beliefs are far more superior than yours.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, little Benjamin. I forgot that you're the president of this fucking country.
Welcome to Advanced Safety Solutions, where safety is amplified and compliance is simplified. We offer a flexible, membership-based model that provides professional health and safety support on a robust digital platform. How?
I'd much rather have Ben than you. You guys are already messing me up by pissing at each other. And it's the first damn hole. Would you all please simmer down? I've been behaving myself, Derek. He's a good little Georgie.
George will tee off here for the first time this afternoon.
What's the approach here, George?
Get the ball in the hole.
How do you plan to do it, George?
By hitting it.
Seems like a solid tactic.
Are you feeling risky early on in this competition, or would you play for safe and attempt out to do what I'm going to do? I like to try.
You guys are fancy. How? Because you're both playing too safe. Get it across that little pond or lake, whatever the hell it is. It's the Hudson River.
No, it isn't, Joe. Oh, man, that is just unfortunate.
See what happens when you play it safe?
I think you got it up there.
Still miss the green?
Oh, I know this comes from the kid. Probably because you aren't on the green. Yeah, but the hole is 4 yards away. I can easily put this in.
All right, so do it then.
I'm working on it. I blame the flag.
Never even hit the flag.
Should have chipped it, dumbass.
Looks like George will have to settle for one of the par.
All right, George, you get it. I'm sending this one tomorrow.
As impressive as that would be, that wouldn't help you out too much on the scorecard.
What do you expect us to do, Donald? Stop being a bunch of wussies and hit it on the other side of that screen. See, Ben, Scott, still listen to me.
Donald, if any of us would have hit it on the other side, it would hit the sand in or run.
Gonna punch up here on this putt.
Wow, Joe somehow just misses.
Hey, afraid, Joe. Failed. That's stupid.
It was still a great start for you, Joe. Better than the past.
Looks like you and Joe are coming. My turn, losers.
Donald, want to share your approach with the viewer?
Absolutely. Don't be a pansy. Life is too short to not be a risk taker and end up like these losing with shit beside. As the most powerful golfer in history, I will need you land this on the green. Take notes, Dad. What? Out of fucking bounds!
You guys got that down.
So this,
Did you learn anything for the bear one this time?
it's the whole shit story.
Me? What did I even do? Just taking office or during this game? Who am I kidding? Answer is the same either way.
Because there is no way that went off course, but whatever. If you now sports.
Splashdown. Donald falls into swim and look just
I mean, what in fucking mouth? Well, you know what they say, it's just time to come.
But he hasn't even gotten it in yet.
That's what she...
Joe Manners, please. You showed nothing but class on the court.
Oh, yeah, because Donald is filled with class.
Still see that clip?
I see that club. That's 2 on the scorecard. I thought this game was just shit. Wasn't just like all you did well. And we are underway here at hole 2, which is really hole 8.
Hey, Ben,
Yes?
you're too loud. You're going to wake up Joe.
Oh, solid tee off there.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that was a hill. Guess you could say that was a rough realization. I don't know what impressed me more, the cleverness from Joe or the fact that he knows the word realization.
Beats the bunker, I guess. Let's just aim a little closer and remind him this roll. And we should be good.
Okay.
Bullshit.
What a shot by Barack Obama.
That's how it's done, dude.
Good enough for me.
Uh-oh, headed right for the dune.
Please stop it.
Please keep rolling.
No, unfortunate.
Good. Does not look like a favorable match. You guys are good. Just a bit to the left.
3 horrific shots in a row for George.
Well, I don't know why I was looking to move me down because now that I think I have. Let's the 5 in again.
Hey, you guys please?
Interference, George, you are just wow.
Nah, that's a bunch of fucking shit. You two both hit bunkers and still managed to get part. This game is unrealistic as hell.
I think you're the bunker though.
No problem.
You and George really need some new material. What do you mean?
You both say the same shit, like you and yours. Now watch this drive and Joe with his Kablamo and your mom bullshit. Like get creative before you make this series stale.
Donald continues to miss in the middle of Joe's drive, possibly a tactic to throw off his opponent, which worked so well in 2020.
Ben, bring up that written lesson one more time and I'll contact you two and have them demonetized for champ. Oh, don't worry, no. All the cool kids are hitting the bunker. You'll still get hard work because this game's ass.
No bunker lines.
Oh, come on. God, don't go get these girls.
In a matter of inches, Joe will have to settle for par.
Some breaks go with on from that.
Yeah, let me show you all how it's done.
Right to the bunker. Oh, you left out. That was all skill, right?
Guarantee you, discuss the whole film and stuff.
All right. Solid so far.
Now, let me show you how not to hit the bunker.
I'll leave it when I see it. Then right to you.
You missed the green though, but I missed the bunker. I'm like, you two did. Watch this bird shit ass.
Here's the bird, but don't fade up.
Butterfly Max is your complete property access control solution, providing a secure, convenient, and affordable way to manage access on the go. Butterfly Max, property access made simple. The optimal place for every purchase is financing.
Getting really at the joke.
Here we go.
No, really. I mean, how the hell am I the only one that doesn't hit the bunker or roll down a hill? Yet we all still somehow get par. It makes no sense.
It all comes down to this, the final hole. Barry currently has the lead with -1, George and Joe are tied with even par, and then there's Donald, who, well, already lost.
Hey, at least I get to play there, Chicken Little.
Chicken Little. I look nothing like Chicken Little.
Yeah, you're right. He's way tougher than me. Yeah, that's a great shot there. It looks like an easy pull.
Any bogey? Either way, let me set his hell.
Oh, no, I'm in birdie.
Seriously.
No, I think you'll get bogey.
Never. Still can't believe I missed that on something. Still can't believe Donald missed that on Wait. They never showed up.
Funny, you never showed up to your presidency.
Dude, that was trash.
So the only way Barry can lose is if George or Joe hit a hole in one. As for Donald, there's no hope for him to win.
That's because I am saving my victory for 2024.
Little Benjamin. But I thought Donald Trump always wins. Why would you need to save victory? Because I don't waste it on facts. Oh, okay. In other words, he's being a bit.
The fuck you say?
Quiet and see the game. Nice shot there, Tiger. No offense, George, but I think I can move on to the tie. Oh, yeah. That's enough to game good.
That definitely doesn't sound right.
All right, Barry, no crying when I sink this basket. Who's fucking good? That's not what was supposed to happen. Joe, if you sink this butt, I won't tell Jersey shit on the soap last weekend.
I already told her because she almost sat in it.
Should have let her. Would have been funny as hell.
No, not enough gas there.
He had enough gas last weekend, though. Am I right?
You know, I really don't appreciate the vote.
Yeah, well, I really don't appreciate you stealing the election. We all can't get what we want, Joey. Joe, by the way, you lost.
Yeah, I'm fucking aware of that. All right, I'm going to tie Barry right here.
And how do you expect to do that?
Rather than drive it, I'm going to punch it. Get it short but powerful. We'll light one into the hole.
Okay, that might be still a little bit.
Fuck! Wow. What an incredible yet surprising shot from Donald Trump. Inches away from an out-of-this-world open one.
Sorry, I'm just that's very much the expression. But if it weren't for that bullet, it would have ended up in the club location.
Way to go, George. You damn push.
Hey, Barry talks about that. Never mind.
Well, that will do it for us here in Jersey City. Barry takes the crown in this week's tournament, and Donald finishes dead last.
Okay.
Don't fucking get into this. If it makes you feel any better, even if you did hit that hole in one, you still wouldn't have won the game. Barry was just on a whole another level.
Oh, yes, I did. Well, everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you all enjoyed it. Next week, we will most likely return to MLB The Show and put up a poll for who should be our fourth member.
Wait, what?
You'll absolutely be on the poll.
Sadly, we had usually then. Don't forget to check out our third channel, Presidential Facts, and subscribe and like this video. Until next time, good.
The platform for agencies and enterprises. The kickoff projects in a workspace that's designed for your workflow. Use it seamlessly and experiment for your minutes.
It's good.
Lord Harkon is a blank of Welcome to Mojo Plays, and today we're looking at the 10 hardest Skyrim bosses. For this list, we picked bosses that force players to spam healing spells, gulp down potions, and shove obscene amounts of food into their mouths. Did we skip over your favorite foe? Give them a full scroll down in the comments. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Galder Brothers. Technically, these count as 3 bosses, but we need troublesome to piece them together. You found these stolen siblings during the Forbidden Legend class, while searching for the mystical Galder Indians. These Draugr Lord brothers, Nikrul, Eric, and Signis, each have a fragment of their father's Indian, which they murdered. Individually, that seems quite conventional. Battling these brothers one after the other, and then round. Nikrul tries to gang up on you with his undead allies. Eric gets a healthy dose of temporary elemental invulnerability, and Signis will summon a seemingly endless supply of potions himself. Here's what to figure out. Pull you back in for a read. This time, yes, ghosts. Process. Every Skyrim player knows that when a dragon priest busts out of their tomb, they're going to get heated. Sometimes literally. Process boasts a level of safety. Uses frost magic and strangely also a staff of fireballs as well. If that doesn't sound tough enough, he's also best buds with the dragon. Unlike most other Dragon Priest teams, Process is steady on the mountain. This means that when his staff or his dragon's mouth is close to him, he'll delivers the walls to hide him.
Heal yourself, skedaddle. We suggest bringing a follower for support. Totally not Albert. The world of Europe really shakes the sweet balls out of your pocket for your business, all the perspective helping. When you finally fight in Solar Guard, you are not the same powerless and perplexed dragon from the start of the game. However, no amount of experience makes these common business end up powerless fury easier. But, after some deceased Lord hero by your side, his help. Alder's appetite for destruction is on full display when he showers you with meteorites, blasts you with armor-shattering shouts, and incapacitates you by regularly chopping. Even after using the powerful Dragon Brand shell, Alder still poses a huge threat to the player's health bar. Careful.
Mira, the time for talking is long past.
Your name is Xavier Collins.
Yes.
When did you last see Cal Bradford alive?
I walked the president to his room when he turned in at 22:04.
When did you discover the body?
I knocked on the door at 8:01. That's when I found him lying next to his bed.
Interacting with Mira is kind of like fighting a taunted player who is fighting since early access. Except this time, that actually is better than you. He used his first ever Dragon Ball. He's a bunch of Dragon Ball powers that you didn't ever see before. Mira can shout some armor into existence, steal your Dragon Souls, and even ride dragons. This masked menace can also use his shouts much more often. See the dismay of your ears. When you finally get the better of him, you resort to taking big swigs of Dragon Souls to speak of himself. Eventually, you begin, ready for one of those empty your inventory sort of battles. Not slower, and possible. Sure, the Dragonborn would have fought plenty of dragons by the time they faced this destructive duo, but fighting these legendary dragons at once is something else entirely. Jocelyn and Bosselin will burst forth from the ice and sap the life out of you in-game and in the real world. They will spam the Drain Vitality Dragon Shell, which will slowly reduce your health, stamina, and magic over time, and also causes you to get a bit dizzy. Then, they'll follow that up by trying to cook you to perfection while you skip up. Their bloodthirsty too much for some players. Bring a fun. The Forge Master. If a larger and more lethal Dwarven Centurion was somehow a fire-type Pokemon, that's the Forge Master. Dwarven Centurions are tough as nails, but this thing won't really work for years. This mechanical monstrosity arises from literal lava and will make you wish you ever stepped foot in the corner of ruin. It is immune to fire, but it also speaks it out like it's going in a fashion. It also hits like a drum. One way to not get barbecued is to exploit your weakness. It does not do well against frosting. If it appears I have you,
I don't I knew it was only a matter of time so she could exit. Mollyphonton isn't like the regular blood sucker. Sky, this pure-blooded vampire plant is a pure taste of the joy. If you choose to oppose him, it's in for a tough time. When he reveals his true vampiric form, he moves faster, expands spells, and summons gargoyles and skeletons in public. He's resistant and sometimes straight up immune to different types of attacks. He's a vampire, he lost his fire and sunlight-based attacks against him. The real danger is trying to survive, because Harkon covers over one ultimate, which most of you generate as hell. So if you're not stocked up for this fight, you might need to dry. Big Skyrim Frozen, right? It's such an ebony warrior. It's not about revenge or justice with him. It's a duel, so he gets by with the rest of the times in the Southern Garden. But just because he's ready to die, doesn't mean that he'll make the easy killing. The Ebony Warrior also has a 50% resistance to most elemental damage and poison damage, along with its fun perks. If you somehow manage to whittle his health down, he'll use spells to reduce the damage it takes, and give him a chance to restore his health completely. What adds to the mystery of this perplexing powerhouse is that he is the most iconic dragon shell in the game. You know, Karstead. Remember how afraid you were of giants at the beginning of the game? Well, how would you like to relive that here pretty late in the game? That's where Karstead steps in. This level 90 behemoth will make you feel like a noob again every time it flings you around. Kills your bones or takes the damage. He's immune to frost, poison, and paralysis. It's only slightly immune to fire attacks. Karstad also regenerates health super fast when it summons ice rage, and has a 75% resistance to knock him. Once you beat him, you can summon him 3 times before he uses it forever. How's it been? Among the deadly dragon priests, Abigail stands above the rest. Others, just like his dragon priest bros, he likes to be surrounded by stronger enemies, and has the most habit of resurrecting them. With a 0-second casting time for his spells, you'll have to get used to being on fire a lot. Each fireball does a massive amount of damage, and continues to guard him for a while. While the other dragon priests tend to dress for comfort, Ashtal is the only one who wears armor. To respectable level of 60, stealth archers use killers for cover, helping each of dodge. The rest can bring lots of fire-resistant potions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.
Good evening, my fellow nerds. The voices you hear in this video are not the real voices of the individual. All voices have been AI generated and are created for entertainment purposes. Things get a little crazy in the media between us, so we extend
with the times.
This video also in no way is meant to reflect any political views of mine or anyone else.
Thank you for watching. It's something good. Gentlemen, are we ready for some more baseball?
Oh my god, yes. Last game was an absolute thriller. Went down to the wire.
Then that last game was an absolute snooze fest. Didn't pick up until the 8th inning, which is when I stole the show in America's heart. But I got us to lead and closed out the game down. Oh, good morning, Joe. How's the food? Donald, it's 9 p.m. 9 p.m.? That's 2 hours past your bedtime. You better say goodnight to everyone. Barry will be there in 10 minutes to cut you in. Donald, we are not doing this again. Oh, did you hear that, Joe? He said to give you a goodnight kiss. Oh, did he really? Sure did. I most certainly did not. I think Barry and I had something.
I'll give you a midnight kiss, Joe.
You're not the Lord of the play. Ask nicely. Donald, can you please play some that for me? Yes, Barry, only because you asked so slightly.
All right, so we ran a poll with the American people want in terms of teams for the next episode, and the results are in.
First of all, no challenge too big for the coach. No, Donald, that wasn't even an option. Sixers versus Celtics. Here we go again. First of all, Joe, this is baseball, not basketball. Second, the poll was for teammate pairings, not actual teams being in the play. Well, maybe little Benjamin should be a little more clear.
I'm not little. I'm 5'6" ¾
I don't know, did a quick Google search and results are all over the place. Anywhere from 5'4" to 5'9".
5'9". That's what I meant.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right, we're getting off topic now. Anyway, Devin, what are the teammate pairings?
So it will be Obama and Biden against Trump and myself.
I'm not playing. Why, Donald? This beard is more annoying than a chihuahua. God, I love chihuahuas.
Let's just say, hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, that I was more annoying than a chihuahua.
That shit right there. Great job, guys. Because we could just get right into this game. I'm going to spend $22 and upgrade our subscription on 11 left. Wow, they're breaking the fourth wall on the second episode of the series. Fourth wall? Donald, you're building another? Well, Joe, wait for 6 seconds. Yes. Before we get nasty comments from our viewers, can we just get into this damn game? Please. I suppose.
Sir, yes, sir.
Are we just going to ignore the fact that everyone gets yelled at me for no reason?